streaming 了吗？
我 start streaming 了，所以那边才会看到。然后等一下，这边是
Active podcast
这边是。
啊，那有咯 live 咯 ，now we are live。view post， 你可以 view post 呀。Hello。
Hi, hello. Hi.
You see now we are back already. Okay, now we are live.
Now we are live.
Yeah, we are live now.
Live now.
Okay, hi everybody.
Hi,
My name is
everybody.
Jason.
Hi, my name is
Okay.
Antoine. Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
If you are here, do remember to say hi to us. Okay, today. Hello, hi,
Hello,
Jason.
Kenson. Hi.
Okay, so we're going to have a short session today. We will be engaging with you guys on our channel, and of course, let's see who we have here today.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we can see. Right now we have 4 people viewing.
Yes.
Okay, so have a brief introduction for yourself.
Hi, hello guys. How are you? It's Friday night. My name is Antoine, and I'm the sales guy of Singapore from Synology. Hi, nice meeting you guys tonight. Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing today?
What are we doing today? We will introduce some home stuff. I mean home stuff. When you buy your NAS, how most of consumers don't know how to set it up, right? So we'll give you some guidelines, some instructions, and also talks about some features. Yeah.
Right, okay, so guys who are attending, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us by the chat box, okay?
Yeah.
If you are here, okay, please do say hello or hi so that we know.
Yeah.
We will be having some activities to have some giveaways. Let me
Yeah.
show you one of the items that we are giving away. We will actually have a small NAS
Yeah,
to
it's
give
a
away. Let me show it to you. Right, so we have a NAS to give away today.
Yeah.
And we will have some activities if you take part in it. Synology Marketing will be selecting a lucky few
Mm-hmm.
to receive some of the gifts. Okay. So for here we have one of the gifts is here. Right. The next one that we have is actually a polo shirt. Okay. So we have a polo shirt from Synology. This is extremely limited edition. All right. Even for me, having dealt with Synology for more than 12 years, it's the first time I'm seeing this, and it's of a very high quality. And you, okay, for size wise, we have very limited size. If you are chosen by Synology Marketing to be the winner, I will be contacting you. I'll send you a private message, and I'll let you know what are the sizes available, and you can choose. Okay, currently right now we are only having the large and the extra large. Okay, so I'm sorry if you can't fit large or extra large, but that's what we have, and we will see what we can accommodate for you. Alright, but do take part in what we have lined up today. It will be very good, okay, for you. Right, now, okay, so you guys met yourself online, okay, Houston, and right, so let's talk about a few things about who I have next to me.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm sure you guys are curious about him, and let me ask some questions on your behalf
Okay.
about him, correct? And I'm telling you, all these are unscripted. Okay, we did not prepare anything, and right now I'm just going to ask him, and he has to answer questions from me, a Singaporean to a Taiwanese guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
from Taiwan. Yeah,
okay,
by
so
the way.
he's originally Taiwan. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, my great grandparents. Yes, maybe. Alright. So, right. So the first thing first, let's talk about. Right, is this your first trip to Taiwan? To Singapore from Taiwan?
Actually, it's my third trip to Singapore.
Your third trip.
My
so
third trip.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the first time is with my family, and the next is with my sales guy, because I was an engineer, and I was here for supporting the Cloud Expo events. But now the third time, the situation changed. I'm the sales guy right now.
Okay, so Anton has converted from sales, from support to
Yeah.
sales, alright?
Yes.
And so, what kind of support do you do when you were in Synology?
What kind of support? You mean when I was engineer?
Yes.
What kind of support? I replying the tickets.
Right,
Yeah.
so is it, okay, for guys who are writing in for tickets at Synology website,
Yeah.
alright, Anton was one of the guys that actually replied to your tickets.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
keep a lookout, right. Now, while we are on this topic, Okay, for those who have the opportunity, Synology is going to be in Gulfware, which is going to be in MBS, alright? So if you are a commercial user of your business card, feel free to register yourself for the Gulfware and you can attend the Gulfware event at MBS, alright? It's open to all commercial customers, okay? And you can get to meet Anton. Anton is there, and not only Anton is going to be there, there will be also a couple of other
marketing team and our
marketing people and yes, correct.
solutions.
Okay, so other than having come here, you know, what else do you enjoy about Singapore? What have you seen about Singapore?
Actually, I love the food here. I love the food here. You know, our hotel is a Swiss hotel, and there's the Chinatown is next to Swiss hotel, right? So I go there and have my first pork chop soup. I would say that pork chop soup.
Bak chor mee.
No,
What? Wait,
Bak kut teh.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
bak kut teh.
Bak kut teh.
Yeah,
Okay, just
bak
say
kut
bak
teh,
kut teh.
bak kut
Everybody
teh.
will know bak
Yeah,
kut teh.
bak kut
Okay,
teh.
Singaporeans
Yeah.
will know what's bak kut teh.
Yeah, they put a lot of peppers inside, and I really love the soup. It's fantastic. And also, I just work around 10 minutes to the Maxwell, and I love the stands here because you have so many variety of foods, so I can choose what I want. Yeah, that's really nice. Very decent foods. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoy the stay in Singapore so far. Yeah.
Have you found anything that is your favorite so far?
My
Rice,
favorite.
noodle, anything?
海南雞飯
Oh my god, somebody speaking Cantonese though. Okay, 講廣東話.
廣東話
Okay.
係
See, so we have somebody who is not only well versed in English,
Yeah.
Mandarin, which is Chinese, okay, and then he's speaking Cantonese. Alright. When was the last time anybody actually met somebody from Taiwan that speaks rather well Cantonese? Alright. Shall we do this interview in Cantonese? Right. So let me ask him a few questions or sentences in Cantonese and let's see how he
my
reply,
God.
right? Because in Singapore we are multicultural and we
Yes.
are very diverse and
Yeah.
we can not only understand English, Chinese, Hokkien, Malay, of course Tamil, alright? So all the dialects, of course Hokkien, he's Taiwanese, alright? So 但是我哋講福建話咧，伊第啲會曉聽，OK？ So
Yes.
咱唔愛講福建話，冇用，冇法度。
攏會使，攏會使。
咱講袂記，咱攏講袂曉伊，OK？We can't read him in Hokkien, alright? So let's try something different and let's go with Cantonese, right? So let's ask him where did he learn his Cantonese from? So 你嘅廣東話係邊度學㗎？
喺邊度學㗎？我廣東話其實我之前喺澳洲讀書，咁其實我識咗好多香港嘅朋友喺嗰度嘅。咁跟住我一開始咧，其實我唔識講㗎。咁其實同啲 friend 咧去 hang out 嗰陣咧，佢哋講廣東話我都聽唔明，好多嘢我都聽唔明。咁其實第一件事就係佢教我點樣講粗口。
一定嘅。
一定嘅。咁之後咧，其實聽一聽我哋就識講㗎，係啊。其實都好多嘢學嘅，係啊。
Okay. Alright, so let's have enough of the dialect.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
government don't encourage really us to be speaking in dialect. Let's switch back to English. Okay.
Yes,
So what happened was I asked Anton, so where did he learn his Cantonese? And he replied that he actually learned it when he was in school overseas, alright, and he was hanging out a lot with the people from Hong Kong, and they actually taught him the Cantonese. Of course, as how we normally learn our first foreign language, we be taught all the vulgar words, and so he started off with all the vulgarities, and then from there, look, honestly speaking, hearing his Cantonese it's really good, I would say. I have not honestly heard a Taiwanese speak such fluent Cantonese, but he really impressed me. Given the fact that, of course, I knew that he's also handling Hong Kong market,
Yes.
and being extremely fluent in Cantonese will be very helpful. Okay, right? Correct? Yes.
Right. Thanks for your compliment.
Oh, you're welcome. Alright. So it's extremely beneficial for you, right? Especially you're handling Hong Kong market.
Yes.
Right. So let's see. Right now we have our first question from Farish. Okay. So the question from Farish would be, so when are your NAS going to come with 10 GB as built-in default?
Yeah.
especially with NAS, especially for NAS with more than 5 bays.
More than 5 bays.
So Anton,
Yeah.
what's the answer for this question?
I think you do know that we just come out a 5-bay model. The model name is DS1522 Plus, and it actually has a 10 gig module. Like you can buy the 10 gig module and just like an add-in card, and then it goes 10 gig connections. Yeah, and also we have some adapter cards for 6-bay, about 6-bay models. Okay, actually, those can also go with the 10 gig connections. Yeah.
Right, so guys, you will have the latest model, which is currently available in Singapore. You can get it from your favorite resellers, alright, or your favorite retail store. That's the DS1522 Plus,
Yes.
alright. At the back of the NAS, you can actually attach a module, right?
Yeah.
I know you want a default built-in, then okay, our suggestion would be to go with DS1621 XS Plus, alright?
Yeah, 1.6. Yeah.
So that's more than 5 bay, it's 6 bay, alright?
6 bay.
So remember to order your DS1621 XS Plus.
Right.
There are no, how should I say, shortages for DS1621 XS Plus, alright? Look for your favorite reseller and place your order, and definitely they will be able to get it from you. And honestly, I'm using a couple of those, and it is really, really good, extremely powerful, right? You can run your VMs, right? Remember, okay,
Yeah.
we can run VMM and no issue, but remember to add on extra RAM.
Yes.
Additional RAM is very, very useful if you're going to plan to do any VMs or Dockers, okay? And of course, let's not forget that when you buy a NAS, of course, besides being using it as a file server,
Yes.
what other benefits can we use from that?
What other benefits?
ABB?
Of course, we have ABB. ABB is for computer backup. So if you want to back up your computer, you can use the ABB. So the full name is Active Backup for Business, and you can actually download in Package Center. Of course, you have to. If your model is Plus Series, okay, Plus Series and upward models that support Active Backup. And the good things about this backup software is it's subscription free. It's completely free without any license fees. So once you deploy it, you can start backing up your computer data. Either you want to do the bare metal backup or want to do only the C drive or D drive backup. So it's easy, very easy to deploy, and the management UI is very intuitive. Yeah. So there should be no any learning curve to start using this nice software.
Alright guys, if you want to learn more about ABB, which Anton has just mentioned, you can refer to the YouTube channel on YouTube, look for Synology, right? So the keyword is Synology, and Synology has an official channel on YouTube, and there's a video that actually teaches people on how to use ABB, right?
Yes, the step-by-step guides. That's video tutorials. We have some video tutorials, not only the active backup, but some other features, video tutorial. We can teach how you set it up. Yeah.
Alright, so other than the backup, of course, let's talk about as home users and end users, you take a lot of photos, right? So for photos, what do you suggest?
For photos, you know, Synology has a Synology photos, right? So how you manage your photos, for example, for your mobile phone, either Android or iOS systems. So mostly you guys might purchase bigger iPhone with a bigger storage and store all your memories on the mobile phone. But is it necessary to back up your photos? Yes, I would say yes, definitely. So how you do the backup for your photos stored on the mobile phone? Actually, Synology has a application, mobile applications. Either you are using iOS or Android, you can find it in the I would say that Google Play,
Google Play Store
App
or
Store or
App
App
Store.
Store.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and it's very easy to set up. And also, if you are outside of your office or outside your home, right? So your NAS is at home, and how you connect from the remote locations. Actually, we have a quick connect connection. So you just apply the Synology account, and then you can just sign up for quick connection. So quick connection is the most easy way, most common way how you connect your NAS when you are outside of your home or outside your office. So once you set it up, and then you can start enable a very nice feature called photo upload. So using the photo upload, it can automatically back up your photos stored on your mobile devices, and then transfer all your photos to Synology NAS. So at least you will have second copy on your NAS.
Okay, so that's a very good option, right? So guys, take a look at the Synology app that's available on the package center, right? Remember to download it, and you'll be able to use it. And as usual, like what Anton has mentioned about the Quick Connect, which is very, very useful for us, for those who are in Singapore, right? For Quick Connect, you can be very assured of the speed, right? Because Synology actually has server in Singapore for the Quick Connect, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's for us. It's almost like us going back to our home for the network, right? So this is something that is not commonly known, okay? But for those who are into network, when you trace your Quick Connect ID, you'll be able to ping it, and you'll be able to find out that actually, honestly speaking, when you trace it, you'll know that it's going back to a server that is actually in Singapore. Okay, so for us, it's just like going back home, honestly. All right. So besides the photos, all right. So let's talk about. Let me see what we have in mind. Okay, for photos, don't forget that. What do we have? How do we back up the photos?
Okay, how do I back up the photos? If you are a photographer and you have stored your photos on the SSD card or external hard disk, and how you centralize them. You know, sometimes we might lose our SD card or maybe the external hard disk, right? So I think you have that kind of experience. But how you centralize the data, you speaking to the point, right? For the Synology, we have a very nice feature called USB backup. USB backup. So maybe you want to know how it works. Actually, you also can find a USB backup application in Package Center. So once you download, deploy it, install on your NAS, so you can simply configure the destination where you want to import from the SD card to Synology share folders, a particular share folder that you configure in the USB copy. And then once you set up, everything set up, just simply plug on your SD drive or external disk, and then it will automatically upload your photo from the SD card to the destination on the NAS.
Okay, guys, you see, it's extremely easy to back up your photos, be it from the phones or from the SD card.
Yes.
Okay, for SD card, you can use USB copy, right? USB copy is also a free app on your package center. Okay, you can get it from the package center. It's available for all series. You can have a 220J, you can have a 220 plus, or 420J. It will still work for you to back up your photographs. Okay, now as you can hear clearly from Anton on how you actually do it and all the various steps. Okay, so it's all available for you. Right, if you need to see, look at a YouTube video, it's also available on Synology channel on YouTube to teach you how to do it, and especially there is even a dedicated video on Synology photos. Okay, so just check it out on YouTube and you will be able to learn how to properly use it. Okay, right. Now let's talk about backing up as a general purpose. Okay, so when we talk about general purpose, as you know, I do talk a lot to commercial users. Now for home users, do remember that there is a solution. Okay, and normally we will talk about is the backup 3-2-1. Okay, so can we talk about backup 321 and let's explore more about backup 321?
Mm-hmm. Okay, for the backup 321, that means if you have one data and it's not secure, right? So you have at least 2 copies of your data, and also one copy of data stored at the remote locations, or at least you have the third backup hands. So for Synology, let's go back to the photo parts. Like if you use the USB copy to upload the photos to Synology NAS, or you what do I say? Okay, so at least you have photos on the Synology NAS. So how you conduct the backup? Of course, Synology have a very nice backup feature called Hyper Backup. So using a Hyper Backup, you can simply select the variety of destinations, like the USB disk plug on the Synology NAS, and also you can back it up to another Synology NAS, or maybe if you're using the Google Drive or maybe Dropbox, we have another application that you can simply upload the photos stored on your NAS to other places. Yeah. So at least you have 2 copies of data and one stored on the remote locations.
Okay, so now let me try and improve our volume. As you can see from the chat, okay, I am using my phone to double check on the chats, and of course I understand that there's quite a bit of background noise. Okay, let me try and adjust the volume. Anton, I need you to just turn the volume up.
Turn the volume up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try this. Let's see if it's better now. Okay. Right. So.
Is it better?
Can everyone? Take a while. There's about 5 second lag. Okay. So, thank you very much for bearing with us on the sound. Okay, we are trying to improve on the sound. All right. So, what we have covered so far is on the Synology photos and backup 321 and also USB copy. What about files that we have on cloud, where we have a lot of cloud services where we use, especially for us, we use a lot of Google Drive. Okay, so how do I back up my information that I have on Google Drive onto my NAS that I have in my home or my office?
Okay. So for Google Drive user, I think a lot of people knows that Google only have limited storage, and if you want to go more, you have to subscribe their service, right? And if you want to back up your Google Drive photo to Synology NAS, we have Cloud Sync. It's also the application that you can find in Package Center, and then you can add a variety of cloud services like Google Drive, Dropbox, and etc. And then simply fill in the account informations of your Google Drive, for example, and then you can set up what kind of folder that's stored on the cloud you want to synchronize, or you want to download it to Synology NAS. And of course you can configure the transfer directions, like it support one way from Google Drive to Synology NAS, or either from Synology NAS to Google Drive, or maybe that bi-directionals. So there are three ways you can configure that. So once you configure, and then you will synchronize between the Google Drive and also Synology NAS.
Oh, okay. So there's a few options. All right. So like what Anton has mentioned. All right. The first one would be Cloud Sync.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one would be on the Hyper Backup.
Yeah,
Hyper Backup.
Yeah, Hyper
right.
Backup.
What would be the last option? The third option will be you have cloud file, and then you have your USB.
Yeah, USB. Yeah.
Okay. So right. Basically, we have covered through the backup 321, okay, and also we have spoken to you about the photos, and of course, naturally, we would like to check with you guys, like, can you share with us, like, what are the NASes that you are using from Synology? Anybody here has a 920 plus? Okay, let's see a show of hands, and let's see if we see any 920 plus or 720 plus. Okay, right. I see that there is also a question on ABB from the Facebook group. Okay, Anton, do you want to explain more about the ABB question that we have from the user?
Oh, okay. Okay, I see the question. What's the difference between ABB and ABB agents? So, if you upgrade your DSM to DSM 7.1.1, and then after that you upgrade your active backup packages, then it will come with three icons. So first of all is active backup management portals, and the second one is the active backup for business recovery portal, and the third one is active backup for business agent DSM. There's a code DSM, right? So the recovery portal, let's speak into the management portal. Of course, you can manage all the backup tasks from the management portal, and also once you conduct the backup to Synology NAS, and you if you accidentally delete the data stored on your Windows, you can use the active backup recovery portal, because inside of there you can simply restore your files from there. And the third one is active backup for business agent. Okay, so for this one is the backup software that if you have multiple of your NAS and you want to back up the whole NAS to another one, so of course you need to deploy the agent on the NAS that you want to back up. Alright, so once you deploy the agent, you can set up the connection between two NASes, and then you can start backing up from one NAS to the other.
Okay, so this is something new, alright? So I've actually learned it this week that if you update your DSM to the latest DSM, which is 7.1.1, alright? Updating the DSM, do not worry, okay? First and foremost is to add more new features and functionalities. Secondly, of course, is to patch up any of the security holes that may have been found, correct? Okay,
Yes.
Security is very, very important. Do remember to use a very strong password or 2FA, or of course there's also the new one, which is the secure sign-in.
Secure sign-in.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk about secure sign-in later, right? So for ABB, remember you need to be using the Plus model Synology NAS, okay? You will definitely need a minimally 220 plus, correct?
220
You need 220 plus to start off for ABB, okay? Now remember that if you're not a non-plus model, would you see the ABB on the package center?
No.
No, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who are not on the plus model, and you hear about us talking about the wonderful things that ABB can do for you, okay, do explore to upgrade your NAS from a current model to a plus model, and you will be able to download and use the DSM 7.1.1, and it allows you to do NAS to NAS backup.
Yes.
Okay, it's actually very, very useful, especially if you are on a business environment, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So business environment is always useful to practice the backup 3 to 1 and also the backup NAS to NAS, right? Now, of course, we have to remember to remind people that make sure that both of your NASes are not in the same location, okay? Out of the 3 to 1, what it means is you have to have 3 versions minimally, 2 media, okay, which is could be 2 NASes or two different formats of media. And lastly, for the one will be make sure that it is offsite, okay, make sure that it's not on the same location in case anything happens. Alright, so this is very, very important whenever if you need to do any disaster recovery, right? So DR. Okay? So that's very, very important. Now, always remember, if you are planning to go a huge volume, to remember to add more RAM memory.
Yes.
You agree?
Agree.
Okay.
Agree, yeah.
So what's one of the key function or benefits of adding more memory?
Adding more memory, NAS can do anything, right? So when you install several packages, and of course it's multitasking. So each of the application that will consume some memory resources. So if you run several applications at the same time, that will cause some workloads on Synology NAS. So there's some benefit for adding the RAMs because it's gonna mitigate the application workloads, so that will run more smoother by adding some more RAMs for your Synology NAS.
Okay, guys, remember, all right. By adding more RAM, it will help make your Synology NAS run smoother. Okay, as you are running much more application apps, especially because if you are using especially the Plus model, you get a lot more apps that you can use,
Yes.
and you can run a lot more stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But do keep a lookout on the data sheet on the NAS. Some of them will be 2 plus 4 or 4 plus 4,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or will be 8 plus 8 and upwards of 16 plus 16.
Yeah.
Alright? Especially if you are having the 8-bay NASes or anything higher. Okay? So refer to your data sheet on how much RAM you can add for your NAS. Okay? And remember to only use the original Synology RAM. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to add about Synology original RAM?
Original RAMs. What I have to. Okay. Alright, so by adding the RAMs, of course, there's some benefits. As I just mentioned, that can mitigate the application workloads, and also, what else?
Okay, guys, always remember to use and purchase original Synology RAM. Do not use any third-party RAM.
Okay,
right?
this is very important because we actually come with our Synology memories. So don't use the third-party RAMs because that will cause some stability issues. So when you buy the Synology, when you consider the RAM, and please purchase Synology RAM only.
Okay, remember to use original Synology RAM because of compatibility.
Yeah.
All the Synology RAM that are sold by Synology has gone through a very rigorous testing, correct?
Yes.
And because, guys, don't forget, we are after a huge volume of data, okay?
Yeah.
Data is very, very important and precious.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be screwing up your data because you are using a third-party RAM memory, right?
Yes.
And there's a chance of your volume crashing if you do not use a original RAM from from Synology, right? Okay, so don't forget that. All right, always remember to purchase original products from Synology. Okay.
Yes.
So other than RAM that is originally from Synology, of course you also have the add-on cards.
Yes, add-on cards, and also some accessories, like the hard drives. Okay, speaking to the hard drive, we also have a compatibility list. So, of course, we support some third-party hard drive, and of course, you can check out our official website the compatibility list before you make the purchase for your hard drives with the Synology. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Okay. Now, for the Synology hard drive, what are some of the benefits for using original Synology hard drives?
Oh, actually, because our tests. I mean, for the hard drive, when Synology doesn't support our own hard drives, there's so many hard drives, and on the market you can select and then use it. But most of the time, because the hard drive vendor change their firmwares, but obviously we don't know they are changing their firmwares. So sometimes the firmware is not controllable for our technicians to test it before we recommend our customer to use. And so that we come out after that, we come out our Synology own drives. So using our own drive, the firmware is controllable, and also it provides a streamlined experience. Like if there absolutely no hard drive firmware compatibility issues, and also Synology do provide the firmware upgrades. So when you do the firmware upgrade for your hard disk, usually you can just upgrade your DSM, and the DSM also contain the hard drive firmware upgrades, right? And but for some cases, if you are using some third-party hard drives and the support tell you that the firmware is not compatible, usually it's a painful process. You have to pull out the hard drive and insert to the computer, and then follow the vendor's procedure to upgrade, and that's really painful. And also you need to back up your data first in order to do the firmware. Yeah. So there are some other benefits for using Synology hard disk. Yeah. So I think that's it.
Right. Okay. So guys, I've also been advocating very much about using the Synology hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay. My main key point would be that the compatibility. All right. You will definitely be 100% assured, okay, that you will definitely get support if you raise a ticket with regards to your data. If you are using the Synology hard drive, okay, Synology will be able to check on the drive. All right. And of course, naturally, you will be able to update the firmware on the drive through your DSM, which is something that you can never do if you are using a third-party drive. Okay, so remember that. Always remember to use original products from Synology. Okay, so not only the hard drive, but you also have your SSD.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, SSD. Yeah.
Okay, and also you have the M.2 NVMe. Okay.
For the cache usage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we talk more about the NVMe by using Synology NVMe as a cache? What benefits does users see?
Okay. So generally, because it's about why we add the SSD cache on top of the Synology. Because sometimes when you it concerned about rewrite performance, when you build your volume, the Synology volume using the hard drive to build the capacity, right? And also you start using it, but when you when you start rewriting the data of course some office file, the smaller files, and sometimes it cannot. This is very difficult to explain.
Okay, so let me try. Okay, so right. So by having the original M.2 NVMe SSD from Synology, right? First and foremost, when we install the cache, is for us to help us in our read-write.
Yes,
correct.
Right.
Cache memory is to help us in our read-write. Okay, and it takes a little bit of time for the NAS to understand how you actually use your volume and your data. So on average, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for the NAS to learn and understand what are the files or data to cache for you on the read or the write.
Yeah.
Alright, and at the same time, if you are using a original Synology cache, alright, it will actually boost up the speed. If you are not using an original Synology NVMe, right, the DSM will identify it and will know it, but you will just use it as a normal cache at normal speed.
Yeah.
Right? Correct? Okay.
Correct.
Right. Of course, it helps, especially if you don't want your volume to crash unnecessarily if you are not using the original Synology NVMe. Correct? The M.2. Correct? Okay. So these are the small little things to take care and to see. Of course, it costs a little bit more, right? For the extra little bit more that you are paying, okay, is to be assured of yourself that the quality, okay, the quality is assured. There's a QA, and of course there is the QC where there is quality control.
Yeah.
Okay, Synology has actually vet through all the components. I would say all the components that's being used, and of course, last but not least, the flash, the firmware. Correct. There's also a firmware on the NVMe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that will also coincide with the DSM storage manager. Can you update the firmware on the M.2 NVMe?
For this one, actually yes, yeah, because the SSD are made by Orion from ourselves, and also we do have some firmware upgrades for the SSD and M2 disk. And there's some additional point that I want to add for the M2 SSD. Because when you start using the NAS, we find people asking how large the M2 SSD that I'm gonna use for my Synology. Yeah, so this is very interesting questions. So here I would like to answer this. Because the storage manager, when you go to our DSM management web interface, so you can inside the storage manager there's a cache advisor, SSD cache advisors. So before you buy the M2 SSD, you can use the cache advisor, and then system will run some tests on your behaviors, on the storage behaviors. Like when you start rewriting the data, and you will record some behaviors inside, and then we will provide you some advice on how you, what kind of SSD, what size of SSD that is the best practice to add to your Synology NAS. Yeah.
Okay, right. So guys, before you buy, or if you're not sure how big a M.2 NVMe
Yes.
to install, right? For those models that support M.2 NVMe, the smallest model would be the DS720 Plus.
Yeah, 720.
Yeah, I think 420 Plus doesn't support, right?
420 plus also support the.
Yeah. How about the 220 Plus?
220 plus, no.
Okay, so the minimum that you want to start for the M.2 NVMe would be the DS420 Plus.
Yeah, 420 plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at the bottom of chassis. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so what you can do is you can build up your initial volume,
Yeah.
alright? And like what Anton has said, you can click on the storage manager and
Yes.
click on the SSD advisor, right?
Yeah.
Click on the SSD advisor,
Yeah.
it will run for a couple of minutes, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and then it will let you know how much. But of course, as the time goes by and you may increase your volume, you can click on the SSD advisor again and it will advise you on what size M.2 NVMe you may need to purchase,
Yeah.
correct? It will take a little bit of time for the NAS to learn how much space you need. Agree?
Agree.
Okay?
Agree.
It will take time for the NAS. Okay? There is still some AI that's inside the NAS that's helping you to improve on the performance of the NAS.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Agree?
Yeah.
Right. So let's see if we have any questions from any of our viewers today. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see and let's wait. I hope the volume is okay. Are you guys able to hear us well? Alright. If you need us to tune up the volume, let us know. Okay. We will try our best to improve it if you need. And we have also reduced the background noise. Okay. So, any other expectations that you have with regards to this trip to Singapore?
To this trip to Singapore, actually I'm here for supporting the events, and we are here for four days right now. And the previous day go to visit some partners, and also we join the Cloud Expo event. And then for the next week we will join the Golfware event. Yeah. And I will stay until 21 October.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It's a very long stay,
Yes.
especially after for the past 2+ years, we couldn't meet up because
Yeah,
of
COVID.
the pandemic.
Yes.
And right now we have all opened up, and we look forward to actually having more events from Synology, right?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be also seeing much more of Anton in
Yeah.
Singapore, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Come on, okay, guys. We got to support Singapore in terms of what our usage is for Synology. Do let us know if you have any questions. The user group is definitely open for all of you to ask questions. You can see that from the questions asked, Alright, among us users, alright, of course we have people from the novice level, from who are just starting, beginners, to extremely knowledgeable users, as we can see from some of the questions asked. And you can see all the experts start to jump in, especially if there is a questions asked from users.
Yeah.
Now, do remember to especially click like and share, and also at the same time invite any of your friends. Do remember to invite friends who you know that are using Synology. Okay, we are definitely expanding our user base. Okay, keep a lookout. Like what Anton has mentioned, you'll be definitely coming here very regularly. Okay, we want to see him more often, and hopefully we can have a face-to-face event.
Yes.
All right, let's meet up and not be online, and we can go offline.
Yes.
And then we can meet up and understand more, right? And also to look forward to the new products that will be coming out from Synology.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So now, other than that, I would like to see if anybody have any other questions to ask. Okay, and or else then we will just close off today's live session. We've been speaking for over 45 minutes, and we try as much as possible to engage with you guys. We look forward to our next session again, as soon as I can catch hold of him, and also to get more goodies and also to give it out to you guys. Okay, all right. So let's hang on for another minute to see if there's any inquiries or anything from anybody to check back with us. Okay. And hang on, okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see if there's any comments or any questions from anybody. Okay, right. So far, I think everybody is good. Okay, we've been streaming live non-stop for the past 45 minutes. Okay, and I think we have been. Okay, the stream is good, everything is good. Okay, so let's catch up again on the user group. If anybody have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. We will leave this video on. We will definitely catch back with you. Other than that, I think let's call it a day, and thank you very much for your time, Anton. Okay, welcome to Singapore. All right. And let's catch up and see what else we can do. All right. So, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you for inviting me. Okay. Bye bye.